Guys, please do me a favor. I want you to close your eyes, okay? Close your eyes and imagine you get all dressed up. You spend money on your hair, your nails, your makeup, the jewelry, your gown, your pantsuit, your business casual dress attire, whatever what have you, right? Your shoes, everything glammed up, makeup artist, team, makeup, glam squad. You get all dressed and dolled up, and why? You're all dressed and glammed up because you've been invited to attend a wedding. You're just so excited, like, yes, I'm so excited. I want to attend this wedding. And then when you arrive to this wedding, they tell you, the people, the host of that wedding, who invited you, the guest of that wedding, that, you know what? Sorry, baby girl, we actually no longer have any cake. We ran out of cake. We ran out of champagne. We no longer have any wine. We no longer have any food. I'm so sorry. Yes, I know we invited you as the host, but unfortunately, we just don't have enough roster spots. Guys, hello, welcome or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Geneva. This is Geneva in general. And guys, the WNBA basketball cuts as it pertains to these WNBA teams, okay, the rosters are getting shorter because, again, the rules say that there can only be a maximum of 12 roster spots, okay, only 12 women for each team in the WNBA. And of course, unfortunately, guys, a lot of fans, a lot of Gamecock fans, if you're a fan of South Carolina Gamecocks, Dawn Staley, the unfortunate news has just been released that Bree Hall has been released from the Indiana Fever. She has been cut, and also Shyanne Sellers, she has been cut for the Golden State Valkyries, despite the fact that we didn't even get to see this woman play in a preseason game, which I was looking forward to be honest. And, you know, the bright side for Shyanne Sellers is that she was actually been given a contract. Shyanne Sellers has been given a training camp contract by the Atlanta Dream, okay, down there in Atlanta, Georgia. So I'm very excited for her. I'm very happy for her to, be able to be given a second chance in the WNBA because, again, like when you look at the system of the WNBA, again, I'm not an expert. Okay, I'm still learning the system myself. It kind of begs the question, like, it doesn't really make sense for them to do a yearly draft if we have such a short roster spot selection, right, to choose from. Not just to choose from, but to actually add to the existing teams. Again, we just added our 13th team, the Golden State Valkyries, who unfortunately, guys, they just let Shyanne Sellers go. But before I move on about Shyanne Sellers and like the WNBA's flaw about the roster spots and their draft selection per year, I want to speak a little bit about the fans who are anticipating. Okay, they are in great anticipation on where we will see Bree Hall. Okay, go forth because, again, she just got released from the Indiana Fever. She played a little bit of minutes. Okay, they didn't allow her any minutes, might I add, in the Washington Mystics game. Okay, that was what, Friday, May 2nd. But again, we saw her play a little bit against the Brazil national team the other day, and it's like she did okay. I would judge her as doing fairly okay with the little minutes she was given, but she ultimately was cut from the team. Again, that's their decision. It is what it is. But I want to just read a little article, guys, brought to you by Sports Illustrated. It is titled "Fans Predict Bree Hall's WNBA Future After Indiana Fever Roster Cut." Former South Carolina Gamecocks guard Bree Hall was waived by the Indiana Fever on May 5th after the team selected her with the number 20 overall pick of the 2025 WNBA draft. Every WNBA rookie who isn't selected in the first round of the draft typically faces an uphill battle to make a team, given how limited roster space is. And again, that's a huge problem in the WNBA. However, some liked Hall's chances of making Fever's roster, if only because Gamecocks head coach Dawn Staley helped develop her skills to the point where they seemed suitable for the professional game. Alas, it wasn't meant to be with the Fever, but as the community saw when Shyanne Sellers signed with Atlanta Dream after getting waived by the Valkyries, another team could potentially decide to pick Hall up. This is what many fans were predicting for her after the Fever's announcement was made. It is hard to see her go, but something had to give. I think it's great they had let her go now and give her a chance to be picked up by someone else, another fan wrote in response to the news. Again, this is just responses of the fans on Twitter. Another fan added, I hope someone picks up Bree Hall. Her versatility can help somebody. Because I think there's an excellent chance that she will catch on with another team. She may well be back to haunt us, a third said. I like that. She'll be back to haunt us. I hope so. Because it will certainly be interesting to see what Hall ends up doing from here, and if another team shows her interest once final rosters start to take shape as the WNBA regular season approaches. Now, again, we just saw Shyanne Sellers again. Like, it was a huge controversy, and like a lot of people are actually trying to speculate and kind of like conclude and also like accuse the Golden State Valkyries of only wanting to have like an all foreign team. Which, again, like, I kind of see it because it did seem like they did favor like all foreigners when it came to this. This just 3 weeks ago in the 2025 WNBA draft. But again, they got the likes of Tiffany Hayes. She's American. Okay, I believe she was actually born in like, I can't say the name. I'm sorry, Ashabashan. It's like some country in the Middle East. Tiffany Hayes was born in the Middle East, but she was raised in South Florida. Okay, they got Kate Martin. Okay, she's from Illinois, so it is some Americans on that team. But they was like, people are like kind of getting like, I don't want to say nasty, but they were like calling out names. It was like, before y'all cut Shyanne Sellers, why not cut Caitlin Chin? Okay, said Caitlin Chin should have got cut instead of Shyanne Sellers, and this is not right, and woo woo woo, right? But we seen Shyanne Sellers; she's been given a second chance. Okay, through the Atlanta Dream, they just signed her again to a training camp roster. A training camp contract. We've seen the same thing happen with Deja Kelly. Again, like she doesn't like, to me, she's not like a huge standout player, but I believe like under the right leadership, the guidance and the instruction of a really good coach and assistant coach and like just a coaching staff and good teammates, we can see Deja Kelly do big things in the WNBA. Again, like she just graduated. Okay, she stayed another year, a fifth year at college. Okay, she left the Oregon State Ducks at 23 years of age. She entered the draft. Okay, I believe she was invited to the draft. She went unselected. So embarrassing. I'm sure that was humiliating for her. That was painful. That was just like an embarrassment. But the Las Vegas Aces decided to give her another chance. They offered her and extended her, Deja Kelly, a training camp contract. Okay, and hopefully, I really hope that she, again, like her whole personality, her style. I know like Deja Kelly would fit right in with the Las Vegas Aces. Again, like Shyanne Sellers, she got, that second chance with the Atlanta Dream. I believe because, again, like the way that the Connecticut Sun played terribly, terribly against the Seattle Storm just the other day, they lost 20 points. It was 59 to 79 points, 20-point deficit. The Connecticut Sun is like, they've been riddled with injuries. Marina Mabry, her I believe it's her right calf muscle that's been acting up. Again, like she was out for like the majority of the unrivaled season due to like, lower leg, right calf muscle injuries, this, that, and the third. A lot of the players on the Connecticut Sun have just not been able to be healthy and strong enough to actually, show up on court. And it's like, I believe the Connecticut Sun should give Bree Hall a training camp contract. Just allow her to like to see how she can fit in with y'all system, y'all style of play. Again, we just got a new head coach. Stephanie White abandoned us. Okay, I won't stop making that point. Stephanie White left us as motherless children up there in Connecticut and abandoned us and left us for the Indiana Fever. It is what it is. Whatever floats your boat, whatever pays your bills. But I still feel some type of way. Okay, now we got this French. Okay, we got a foreigner. Okay, not to be xenophobic, but he is foreign. He's a French man. The name I believe is pronounced Rachid Mizian. Okay, he was actually the coach, I believe, for the women's Belgium team. Okay, this past 2024 Olympics, we beat them. We got the gold. Again, France was like coming for our head, but we ultimately got the gold. But again, like he is a foreign coach, a foreign man that is now the head coach of the Connecticut Sun. The Connecticut Sun should reach out to Bree Hall, in my opinion, because again, Bree Hall, again, she's one of me, guys. She's from Dayton, Ohio. I'm from Columbus, Ohio. That's like an hour and 30-minute drive. And I'm pretty familiar with that. And we got Wright-Patterson Air Force Base. I'm going to be visiting that come soon in the summertime. Okay, I want to show my nieces and nephew, a little bit of like military stuff or whatever. Again, like I'm currently, guys, serving active duty military orders in the United States Air Force. I plan to leave actually next Saturday, the 17th, the game day when the Chicago Sky versus the freaking Indiana Fever. I'm so excited. But again, guys, like, again, I see Bree Hall. Again, she's an Ohio girl. She's from the Midwest. She's from Dayton. I'm from Columbus. Like, girl, I wouldn't reach out to them, but hopefully Connecticut Sun will reach out to Bree Hall and offer her a contract. Because again, they are riddled with injuries, and like the players, they need motivation, they need leadership and skills, and someone like to like be like almost like the morale of the team to raise their motivation to bring that heat that is needed every day in the court. Again, like I feel like right now, again, Marina Mabry, I've been on her back. I'm a fan of hers, but I've spoken about Marina Mabry for months now. The fact that she tried to run away from the Connecticut Sun after the Sun imploded, okay? Guys, if you haven't paid attention, if you're new, last season, the Connecticut Sun was ranked number 2 all season long in the WNBA power rankings. Okay, they were the 2nd seed. And, DeWanna Bonner to make the dash, Dejanay Carrington, Ty Harris, Alyssa Thomas, Veronica Burton, she got thrown to the Golden State Valkyries. And I was like, the leaders of that team should be Marina Mabry and Olivia Nelson-Ododa. And Marina Mabry, she tried to make the dash too. I'm like, girl, you just left us. You no longer want to be a skyscraper. You wanted to go to a playoff contending team, but you found that. You got to feel the taste. You got to taste what the finals and the semifinals was like in the playoffs, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like, now that the team has left, Stephanie White then left, right? The Sun literally it exploded on itself. Now you're trying to hit the transfer portal and you're talking about, you want to trade? Baby girl. It's time to put them big girl panties on and be a leader of women on that team. And Bree Hall, she an Ohio girl, she's from Dayton, Ohio. Bree Hall, even though she'll be going into her rookie season, Bree Hall, Marina Mabrey, Olivia Nelson-Adota, they could be like the new leaders of that team. I think Bree Hall could fit well and actually give a lot of. She could be an asset to the Connecticut Sun. Again, it's a lot to be said about the WNBA's drafting formula. Again, what sense does it make to, and not just like they just showed up. So a lot of these women they invited, they emailed, they called, they text, hey, it's Kathy Engelbert here. I'm the WNBA commissioner. We like we like what we saw, Bree Hall down there. We like what we saw Shyanne Sellers when you were over at Maryland University. We like what we saw Tahina Powell. I'm praying for her. Tahina Powell has been drafted to the Atlanta Dream. Hopefully she can actually keep her roster spot, right? And, this is Kathy Engelbert. I'm the WNBA commissioner. Hey, we want to invite you to the upcoming 2025 draft. We see that you've declared yourself for the draft. We like what we see. Hey, we're going to be at New York City. This is the headquartering building. Imagine you a young woman. You just graduated college. You're so excited you got invited after you declared yourself for the draft. You get invited, you go there, you get selected. Number one, number two, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, whatever draft selection number you get. And then you go to that team, you're training, you're trying to build chemistry with your new teammates, right? Your new teammates. And then you find out you get cut because we don't have enough roster space. It's 15 women on the team. We can only have no more than 12. That's the max threshold. And it's it's very unfair. It almost seems like it's a waste of everybody's time. Because again, why would you, to me, even years ago when I was a casual fan, I'm like, what sense does it make to have a yearly draft for the WNBA when it's not a lot, you don't hear about a lot of women retiring every year or saying, hey, I'm going to sit this year out, the season out. I'm actually going to go to Turkey. I'm going to, get some money over there. It's a little bit more money, to support myself and my family. You don't hear about these things. I'm like, you don't hear about a lot of women like Diana Taurasi just, she just decided to ultimately hang that jersey up and retire. Okay. But it's if there's not enough roster spots, why even invite so many women? I guess just to give them that opportunity and that chance to get their name out there, to showcase their skills for these teams. But it just seems so unfair to everybody involved, especially these young women. Okay, they're sensitive, they're young women. It's a lot of this is their dream. It's why would you play in their face like that? Again, shout out to both Bree Hall and Shyanne Sellers. Again, delayed, not denied. Just again, your journey is not defined by how many roster spots on each WNBA team. To hell with all of that. Delayed, not denied. Again, we will see Shyanne Sellers and Bree Hall and Tahina Powell in the WNBA upcoming 2025 season.